Hi guys, Kat here from Mystic Bat Studio, and today I'm going to take you with me on a journey of pouring paints. So for my birthday gift this year, at the very end of 2020, I got some Schmincke watercolor paints, and I did opt to get the tubes and fill my own full pans. I'm not entirely sure why I chose to do this because the site I ordered them from, you can buy them as pans already, but that's what I did. So I'm going to show you guys kind of how I set it up. I talk in the video about why I picked the colors that I picked, and I just wanted to show you guys kind of what it's like if you're thinking about doing this too. So I guess hunker in, because it's kind of a long one. Okay, so these are the supplies I'm going to use for setting up my fancy paints. In hindsight, this box is way too big for what I wanted. It'll work, but there's gonna be some free space. So I've got some full pans. So I wanted something larger for bigger brushes to fit in. Also just because I can. I've got my mixture of various tubes of paints and then biodegradable packing peanuts. My box that I have painted, but I haven't sealed anything in here yet. I've got these little mounting squares that are like the little foam dudes to stick on the bottom of these to attach them to the wood. Got this little stopper thing to, I don't have like normal people toothpicks, so I'm gonna use this in place of a toothpick to make sure that it's level in the pan. Little bit of notepad to take note of which one is what, so that when I set them down I know what they are, because I know sometimes paints look different in the pan than they do on paper. So like I have an Indian red and a Perylene Violet, and they're probably gonna look about the same in the pan. I've got coffee because it's my birthday as I am recording this, so my birthday drink, because I do what I want. And then because I know me, I have a bunch of paper towels because I know my because I know my dumb self is probably gonna spill paint and cry about it. And I would like to try and not stain my white desk, as I haven't decided if I am putting the vinyl back on the desk or not. So yeah, I'll show you guys the box first, and then we'll just kind of try and montage the pouring process. So I got this box at Michael's. It's just a rectangle? Yeah. He looks pretty square, but... And then I just painted the rims black, so I probably need to do a second coat to cover up some of these blips around the outside. And then I wanted to do another coat in here because this is the lid, and I wanted to use the lid as a place to mix colors. I am kind of debating if I want to put little dividers here so I can have sections for like colors or whatever, but I probably don't need that. I have to figure out how to seal it, but then all the paints are going to go on this side, and as you could probably tell, I only have 12 colors. There's going to be a lot of open space over here, which will work for the most part because I can like stick some brushes in here for traveling. If I can find the little nibs, they'll be safer, but there's enough space in here to stick some brushes. I could probably put I have one of the ceramic petal mixing palettes, and I might put that in here. Don't know yet, we'll find out. I do also have this, it's not in here conveniently, but the silicone little water dish that collapses, and that could probably fit in here too, so I'll figure that out. Mostly I just wanted to show you guys the box that I came up with, because today we're just gonna be pouring the paint. There's a couple of finishing touches I want to do to this. I also was trying to think of some kind of design that I could cut out with my Cricut and put vinyl on the front to add some kind of element of something. Yeah, this is where they're eventually gonna end up. So I wanted to have some basic mixing colors and then some colors that I actively use constantly, because if I'm going to paint with it, I might as well have the colors I enjoy painting with. And then I pretty much strictly do people, so I wanted to make sure I had a really solid skin mixing capability. So I did a bunch of watching other channels and a bunch of watching pigment videos about pigment information and such. And I landed on these four for my strictly my skin tones, and that's why I got the larger 15 milliliter tubes, because I'm going to use them a lot. And then I got a bunch of little tiny baby ones for mixing colors. So specifically, I got from what I could tell was a cool red and a cool yellow. So I've got Scarlet Red and Lemon Yellow. And then, and forgive me because my brain scrambles what a cool blue versus a warm blue is, because they're all cool and that hurts my head a little. So I don't remember which one of these is which, but I got an Ultramarine Finest and a Phthalo Blue so that I could mix, I want to say the ultramarine is the warm one because that doesn't make sense to me, so that's probably accurate. So that essentially you could mix two of these to get some greens and then the other two to get purples. I'm not worried about these being cool instead of warm because I don't really work with orange outside of like orangey colors and skin tone, but I bought colors specifically for that. But I'm like never going to color someone's hair orange, or I mean, hair is probably the one exception, but I'm not gonna make an orange portrait. It's just not a color I enjoy, so I'm not super likely to paint with it. But then I was at 10 and I kind of wanted 12, so then I went in and got these two, which are Cobalt Turquoise and then Quinaquidome Magenta, because I had these the little mini sets that I had bought off of AliExpress, and I'll throw up I'll see about throwing a card up in the corner so that you guys can see my video of me playing with those. But I discovered that this kind of, what my brain thinks of as kind of a warm greenish turquoisey color, mixes so pretty with a rose color, and it makes the most beautiful purples. So I decided I needed those. Did I really need them? No. Do I want them? Yes. So I do what I want. And then these colors were actually the hardest to figure out because there's a lot of colors that people typically use for skin tones, because I wanted to have some where I could mix a decent range of skin tones. But I also, when I draw faces and when I paint them, I layer the colors in a weird way where I'm not usually doing flat washes for the whole of everything. So I'm not mixing one color and then just filling in the lines. I'm putting red in places, I'm putting yellow in places, I'm putting blue in places, and trying to layer them delicately, I guess. So for these, I wanted to have, they're in a weird order. So I have burnt umber and then yellow ochre, which these two are kind of my bases. I will mix them a little bit with each other and a little bit with these, or with the red and the yellow, to get kind of just the fleshy tone. So like the base coat, if you will, or the base wash. And then I actually have Indian red, which is going to be the red that I will typically use for mixing with these. Because even though I could use this if I really watered it down, I had better luck working with this. I have, let me grab it. So this is my little doctored set of, what the heck are these called? The Prima marketing paints. I think they've changed their name by now, and I can't be bothered to remember it. So with playing with these ones, I have a bunch of colors from the Odyssey set, and I discovered that they are my favorite way to mix skin tones. So this really dark purpley color, it's very wine-ish, and then this kind of warm sandy red color actually makes some of the most beautiful skin tones. They're both pretty warm leaning, but they do just some really pretty things. And I can always add like a purple or like a blue, like a cool blue, or like a blue or a cool purple to kind of tone down the warmth in that. But because I found out that I liked playing with those so much, I wanted to go find like the artist grade proper pigment version, in like these kind of guys. So I landed on Indian Red and then Perylene Violet, because I tend to use like the really dark warm purple color for like all of the shadows on the face. And like I said, this red, I will use it for blush, but I will also use it to mix into the base skin tones to get things. So I'm hoping that these will work really well. They all kind of align with how I intend to use them. And I did like 4 or 5 months worth of watching videos, writing things down, taking notes, overthinking how I'm going to use them. So I hope they work out. If not, this box is definitely large enough that down the road in the future, if I need to adjust these, I can always buy more paints. I can always get more of these paints and just put more in the box. But for now, we're gonna do this. And I am so excited to play with these. I actually opened this. So my birthday is 2 days after Christmas. So this is my birthday / Christmas gift for this year, like the big one, from my lovely boyfriend, whom I love so much. He's over there. I love you. You're a doofus. But I had opened these the day before Christmas because we had thought I would have time to sit here and do this for the recording, but also to get these so they can be in the pans and have time to dry so I can paint with them probably today. And then we went last second Christmas shopping and then had plans Friday and Saturday all day. So here I am, 4 days later. Cool. So we're gonna get to the montage of pouring these paints. I've never poured paints into pans before, so I hope I don't fuck this up and ruin all my paints. That would be cool. All right. This is burnt umber. Do I have pigments in here? Where is the pigment information? I know it's on here somewhere. I didn't look very hard. It's right here. PBR7. And then, because I just realized this is probably a good choice, we'll do that. And then, ew. Okay. Wow, that came to life really quick with like no effort. Alright. So because I decidedly, I guess, didn't tell you guys this, if you're new around here, hi, welcome. This is the first time I'm playing with artist grade pigments, aside from the tiny set of Holbeins I had. Oh, that's really pretty. That's gonna be really, I think that's gonna do exactly what I want it to do. Okay, so legit was not planning on swatching these, mostly because I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it without making a giant mess. And no, this is exciting. I'm excited. Hi guys, I'm disorganized because I just woke up and I'm excited. Happy birthday to me, fancy paint time. Also, I really like how that reacts to water. So for reference, so the Indian Red is actually really close to this 77, which I think is the color Jordan from the Prima marketing set, because you can kind of tell it does this kind of dark, moody, purpley brown thing. I was hoping for like red, like other Indian Reds, but I might just have to find a different color for that. This will still work. It's just different, but that's fine. that's also really pretty. So these two are about what I expected from them, and that's a really good thing because I am excited for those. This behaved differently than I was anticipating. Actually, both of the blues kind of did, but like in a good way. The yellow is about what I expected. The red is about what I expected, but brighter. Go away. And then these two are about what I had imagined. I think this is more pigmented than it looked like in the swatches online. And then the little stripe here is a lot lighter than this can actually be. So this can actually get darker than it looked like it did, which is great because that's why I picked brown umber, so I could do darker, deeper skin tones. This is amazing. That's a little different than I was expecting, but like I can work with that. So because this is what I have to compare it to, this 83 is actually pretty close. So if you're doing like I'm doing and you're trying to upgrade, if you've used these paints and you like them and you're trying to find similar, I think these are even single pigment versions. Okay, well the Quinaquidome Indian Red is not, but the Perylene Violet, this is a single pigment that looks very similar to this one. So this is like a 4 or 5 pigment combination that gets pretty close to Perylene Violet. So if you're trying to upgrade from this to this, or if you see this, you like this color and you want a more affordable version, you do typically have to buy these in the set of 12. But the 83 is pretty close to that. And then the color Jordan is really close to their version of Quinaquidome Indian Red, whatever it's called. And I think this is the burnt umber, so that's actually really close too. Yeah, so I'm actually really impressed then. I mean, I am over the moon to have these Schmincke Hordam. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I'm really sorry. I'm really excited to have these paints. I have been drooling over getting some fancy paints for a while. I thought I was gonna do Holbein, and then I thought I was gonna do Sennelier for skin. And then I just kind of settled on making them all from the same brand just because it's my first set of professional grade. But I'm actually having these and seeing these on paper actually makes me more appreciative of the Primo Marketing ones, because for like $30 some or with a 40% off coupon at Michael's, you can get them for a fairly reasonable price. And those may be multi-pigments, they may not be as amazing, but the color is very similar to these high-grade ones. Like I have really cheap knockoff dupes of all of those colors, which is awesome in terms of when you're trying to start out and want to have more complicated colors than just red, yellow, and blue. Because I know everyone everywhere tells you, hey, start with mixing colors because they'll do you better service. And of course, I was one of those people where I'm like, no, that's dumb. I don't want to mix colors. I just want to have pretty colors. And then after having a bunch of pretty colors, I realized, no, I like mixing the colors. Just eating my words all over the place. All right, thank you guys for coming along with me on this journey of watercolors. I am so excited about these paints, and I am glad that you guys wanted to see some of the nonsense that goes on with me trying to get them in there. There will be kind of a part 2 to this video, or more of a follow-up, where the pans do dry and I do swatch them so you can kind of see how these behave when it's from a dried pan rather than from the tube. But if you have any questions or if there's something I forgot to mention, please let me know in the comments. Also, there will be a master link in the description if you guys are interested in following me on other platforms or just want to know what I'm up to. Thank you guys so much for dropping by to watch this video. I can't wait to see you in the next one.